We're recording.
Oh, are
Hey
we?
guys. Oh we are now, I'll just click it then. Welcome back, lad, to the Nan's Kitchen podcast now, kid.
Doing it
Today
again.
we've got a kid on and
Today's a mad one.
Nah, I'm messing.
How many subjects have you got?
You
Sorry,
never
just
need
proper
no.
nut shot at you
That
then,
was
didn't I?
close, you know.
I thought I
You
did.
got me and Naomi there on the thigh, bro. Like,
You got a free one then.
That. Just like more towards the
And
quad.
you got a free accidental one. How many subjects have you got planned today?
Just the one. Just the uno thought.
Well, then I know what's planned for today then.
You should do.
So you might have another little subject up your sleeve.
Nah. Just, you know.
Just sticking to the one today because it's... When is it? It's next week, isn't it?
No, it's Sunday.
Oh yeah, keep doing that.
It's on Sunday, Paul. So this week's is about Father's Day.
Hey.
I don't even know. Oh no, I need to check.
It's a bit of a mad one, me and you aren't even dads, are we?
The passwords on my phone can't be bothered going back to my phone to get my phone, and it's one of three passwords. I'm just like, what was my password?
Dun, dun, dun.
No. This hopefully.
Yeah.
First time. We got it right. We got it the first time, guys. Yeah, no, so that was an introduction, but it wasn't the proper introduction. But yeah. Today we're gonna be talking about Father's Day, where it originated from. Basically the whole tale of the whole tale of the
I
don't say tale of the story, but that's like two same things in one sentence. Just gonna tell you the tale of Father's Day and where it originated. So yeah.
Brand new to me this, so...
Welcome to Nan's Kitchen Podcast. Today we'll be talking about Father's Day and where it originated from. Stay classy,
Mother's
San
Day
Diego.
Mother's Day's been, isn't it? Is Mother's Day first or Father's Day?
Mother's Day's been.
It has, isn't it? Thought so.
I'm sure it has.
Yeah.
You made me second. No, that's it's early in the year, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure it is. Like, I'm positive.
There's a mad story behind these, though, and these like
You went no
when you look into it.
Girl. Yeah, it is. Don't know where that song come from. So it was on the other day, and it's just like in my head. You know what I mean? I'm just getting like the reflection from behind on my screen.
Have you emailed this to yourself?
Yeah. I planned all that.
Wait, can I just ask you, where did this become? Why did you put that in the end?
Oh, that's just on the bottom of everyone.
Oh, is it just like I thought you went out your way to write that?
It's just a signature on the bottom of every.
Like that though, like your signature page kind of
every
thing.
email, just attached to every.
I get ya. The uni that, isn't it?
It was for other things. I don't know what it was for, lad, but it was for something back in its day.
It had its purpose.
We don't know, no. But at the time, it made sense, like. So anyway, I've got it here. I've got it up here. I've got all the information we need on the screen. So before we go into it, I'm just gonna like give you a little, introduction into why. I was sat there the other day and I was looking for some sort of like subject I could talk about. Now, obviously, I was thinking criminological related, and I thought the last two I put out have been criminological related. Then I thought funny one maybe, and then I thought no, because I've got a few funny ones filmed already. So I wanted to do something like fresh that was relevant and that I could post that I've done this week and it's been released this week because some podcasts I filmed a month or two ago and the quality is different. We've got new stuff now and whatnot. Do you know what I mean? Like it's all different. It's all different kettles of fish. I'm gonna do that flying,
I know one of us in the middle of this podcast is gonna
look
miss.
at the size of him, lad.
One of us is gonna miss the Miyagi in a minute.
Open the window.
Where is he?
He's on the thing. He must be trying to get out. Open the window for him, lad, so he can fly.
That doesn't help flies, lad.
Well, he's got the opportunity to go up before he gets smoked anyway, because this is his only warning.
He's coming back to you now.
It's because lad, he's massive as well. I can see him coming down the hall. He's that big.
Can hear him.
Huge. You can't when he's the window. Lad. He's like a bus. Boom.
You know what I mean? Going by.
I think it just fell through the lad. Size of him. But anyway, yeah. So I just thought it's a bit more of like, it's relevant. It's and I'm going to release this one on the Sunday on Father's Day. So this whole episode is going to be obviously about Father's Day, where it's originated from. Because I don't know why. Sometimes when I think of something that gets in my head, I'm sat there and I'm like, it's Father's Day Sunday. Where did Father's Day even start? Where did that originate? So I had to bump, there's my podcast episode. And it was if I was interested, I thought other people may be interested into
Probably the same with most of them.
just finding out where they come
Yeah,
from,
that's it.
what's the story behind
Got
it.
my intrigued. By the way, Sonny.
So we've got it's like one of them. It's a bit of a story of history, and then it moves out throughout history, and then it just like sort of I try and tie into sort of relevance of how he came into today's world. So you're gonna hear a bit of a back story, and it's not that interesting, but it's also not that not interesting. Do you know what I mean? If that makes any sense, you're not gonna be like,
It's cool to know.
yeah, you're not gonna be ecstatic jumping out your seat like, wow, lad, that was sick, that. But you'd be like, no, that was interesting, that. At least I now know.
know.
Yeah.
One of them.
At least I now know.
Now I know.
It's one of them situations. But so we will go to the beginning of the story.
June 6th, 1904. I don't even know.
It's actually you're close, like.
Was it?
There's no June on it.
Oh, it was 1908
It
though.
was 1908, yeah. So basically, the whole story of how it goes is Father's Day was created by two women, and the first was a woman called Grace Golden Clayton of West Virginia, and she mentioned this to her pastor in 1908 that the church had done a father's. Basically, a disaster happened the year prior where 362 men were killed in a mining accident in a nearby town of Manoga, I think it's pronounced, and that was in. And due to that, see the way I've resent that to myself underneath with the I've replied to my own email because I put the wrong date in there. See the way it says 1997
Yeah.
and it's 1907. So
Right.
that's why I was like, I seen it then and it was like I knew it was wrong, so that's why I had to correct myself. But basically there was a mining disaster the year prior and 362 men were killed, so it left thousands of families without fathers. So obviously that's going to affect
Back in them days, isn't
a small town regardless. That's wiping out a lot of
it?
that's not an effect now. What do you mean
Yeah.
by that? But it'd be painful and
No, but I mean back then, like the men was
the wiping out. Yeah, they were the
he
money
was
earners.
the
Yeah,
money earners. You know
So,
what I mean?
they're near enough wiping out lines of like family lines.
It'd be the kids
bloodlines.
then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, the kids have to
Back
go
in
to
them
work.
days.
But it's a lot to. It was a big thing that happened in that time. So
Yeah.
that's why she mentioned it and she wanted to be brought up and recognised. The fathers get a day of gratitude, basically, and recognition. And the second woman to found the Father's Day was a woman called I'm going to say Sonora. That's how I pronounce that. Sonora. Yeah. Sonora Smart Dodd from.
That's like a piss take name.
I know. There's very long.
Get on, Sonora.
Sonora Smart Dodd, lads. You know it. The SSD.
Yeah, when she goes to sleep, Sonora we call her.
Searching the street. But she was from Washington, and the reason she wanted to honour fathers because her dad was a Civil War veteran. His name was William Jackson Smart, and he was a single parent who raised 6 children on his own. So she wanted him to be recognised because obviously he's been the role model of mother and father at the time. So this is gonna like sound a bit I don't know, controversial, should we say? But in my personal opinion, from looking through history, not very many men, took on that position in a sense of where obviously the mother may have passed away or she may have just
whatever
got off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like you never know what's happened in that situation, but because he's obviously became her role model and her figure to see and look to throughout her whole life, no matter what, mother and father, in the sense if she had any questions, she's going to her dad. Do you know what I mean? Because that's who's left around. So, my controversy is I didn't personally, because nowadays you see more of that. You see more of single male parents or like co-parenting and stuff like that. But back then, I'd say that was pretty unheard of. But again, I weren't born in 1907 to tell you the truth on that situation. But from my perspective, I'd
assume the same as well, to be honest.
It wasn't a big topic, so that's why she's been, no, I think my dad should be recognised because of this, that and the other. And obviously other fathers would have been doing the same thing at the time because people died quite easy back then, and like it's like the Wild West days, isn't it? So
they die young. Your papa died young, didn't
yeah,
he?
like
in the 40s and the 50s.
All the stuff was happening, man. Yeah, but all like mad diseases and like then even the shoot-offs and like all of the like there was all sorts of stuff happening. So
if you didn't die off that, you were only making it till.
Or a snake bite or a score.
Yeah, the whatever, yeah. If you dodged all of that, you were probably getting to 50, maybe 60 or something, I don't know.
So it's just like one of them, it's just a weird phase of life that we were never born in. It's like when we see it, it's like on film, you think, wow, that must have been close to reality. Like, it was obviously not exactly, but I mean, like,
Yeah.
they base it to try and set it close to the time period. So, yeah. Anyway, back to what we were saying. So the second woman, she went and fought with the government, businesses, and other officials for 12 months to get Father's Day recognised, because she was that adamant she wanted the father to have some recognition for being such a good role model throughout her whole life. And it took her 12 whole months fighting back and forth with governments, with Congress, with businessmen, just everyone, the council, to try and get an opinion heard and put across. And eventually, after 12 months of fighting, it got recognised statewide so that would have been in the state of Washington, I assume. So in Washington in 1910, yes, there you go. I've written it on the page. I don't even know why I'm trying to think. But no, yeah, in Washington in 1910, they celebrated Father's Day it was recognised as the first proper celebration of Father's Day. But at this point, you think, oh, well, it must be a recognised day now going forward. There's like an occasion, no national holiday. No, it wasn't.
Take time, wouldn't it?
It took a lot more years, lad. So from then onwards, she's continued to battle, and obviously they've obviously got a following now. So everyone's having a say. With that being celebrated in Washington, that's a thing that's happening in Washington now going forward. So she's had to fight for years and years to get it recognised officially on like a calendar. But we'll get to that as we get later on into the discussion. So the first Father's Day church service, thought that was like in my eyes, that's where it's like it took the next step to being recognised as like an official.
Did they do like a thing in?
They used to. They don't anymore.
Oh, right, okay. I was going to say I hadn't heard of it before. Yeah.
They used to have a church service where the daughters would give red roses to the fathers during mass, and the roses were also pinned to the children's clothing as like a further honour to the dads, which is like a lovely thing, really. Because they say it was a red rose for living fathers. Sorry, so if your dad was alive, you'd have a red rose. If your father was passed away, you'd have a white rose. So you were showing respect either way. And I thought that was a proper.
Yeah, it's good. It's nice.
A nice way of like the pop piece, but apart from it's for fathers.
Yeah, it's a completely different subject and different topic, but it's similar. You're just showing a bit of acknowledgement, aren't you?
Yeah, well, that's what it's for. They're showing some acknowledgement, and these traditions of giving roses is like it's forgotten nowadays. As he said, he's never heard of it. I didn't hear of it as well until I'd done some research into it and found it out. But I've never heard of a Father's Day celebration in a church where they give out flowers. But they give
out. You got that though, wouldn't it? Just that one day on Father's Day, everyone put like a little
show respect. Show respect for the
Mother's Day if they are.
We'll do that on Sunday. Lad, we'll get a little red rose and then a white one, lad, and we'll wrap it, lad. So yeah, but it's a lovely little spin-off, especially after they fought hard for it. They do deserve, like the two women have fought very hard to get this day recognised. They've got it recognised, and now they've had the first like ceremony in a church, which is, especially back then, religion very big, it's massive now. But I mean, like I'd say more back then because you didn't have much else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you didn't
have technologies and all stuff like that back then. So people went to the church every week because it was like that was the thing to do in your town. Yeah, man, we're going to church because everyone else goes to church. We're all religious. Do you know what I mean? We're going to church. So that's like spreading the message for everyone. That's like word of mouth, spread the message, because then everyone in that church has been in that ceremony. They're going to go and speak to it about someone else. It's like the old form of social media. Do you know what I mean? Word of mouth, spreading information. But yeah, then we're going to move on to the next part. So the next part is, this is when the first actual Father's Day tradition was coming into play and when it was officially recognised on record. So it caused a lot of controversy for the federal government because they didn't approve at the beginning. So they didn't say it was an official holiday. It took for the federal government over 60 years to acknowledge Father's Day as an official national holiday. So that's a long time. 62 years. First celebration of
national holiday. That means you get it. That means you get it off, don't you?
Not it's more. It's just on the calendar. Like Mother's Day. It's a day of celebration.
It's declared.
Do you know what I mean? And especially over in America, they celebrate it properly. Like that's it. Like Father's Day celebrated, Mother's Day celebrated.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
We all go for food with your mum.
Yeah, you go do
something. Parties and that as well. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a day of celebration. But 60 years, it's a joke, really.
It's long now.
60 years. So everyone's still celebrating it for 60 years. Everyone's still celebrating Father's Day, but it went officially a holiday for 60 years. Now, I found a bit of information now. all this is from the Britannia or Britannic website, and the other one's from another website called, it's called Mental Floss, but I'm gonna double check the website now just to see if it's got a different link. Yeah, Mental Floss. So to be fair, that's not necessarily an accurate article. It's just an article. It's like a blog, but the Britannic one, or Britannica. That's what it is. Britannica one is, they're usually pretty good on the history and know what they're talking about. So yeah, as I said, it's 60 odd years of fighting, and it took for Lyndon. Would you say Lyndon Johnson or Landon? I'd say
No,
Lyndon.
you're right first time, Lyndon.
In 1966, Lyndon Johnson fought for it to be celebrated, but it was not officially passed until the federal authorities officially got it signed by President Nixon, and he signed the Public Law Act of 92-278 in 1972. This is what it's telling me there.
So that's when it was official.
1972. It took officially in the calendar, to like written down in a book to be recognised on record. 62 years later, lad. 62 full years later, it took for it to be recognised as a holiday, which is just baffling.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm not saying like it's a, wow, but like if it's officially celebrated for 50 years by every single person, like, I know it was just Washington at first, and then it started spreading. It's an authority. That's not the word I'm looking for. Notoriety. That's the word I was looking for. It's got far, it's pushed further, and it's obviously got word of mouth, it's spread, and started getting celebrated everywhere. But to be celebrated for so long by
the population,
it's grown,
it's
been grown from 1910, from Washington to wherever else, to become a statewide holiday in 50 years' time. But then just have to fight another 12 years anyway to get it recognised on record when people have been celebrating it for 50 years. Do you know what I mean? Which is it's an intense thing to look at. It's same with a lot of laws though. They've got to be passed through about 17 different versions of Parliament before they even get looked at and acknowledged properly. And it's like, by the time all that goes through, lad, after Parliament who put it through in the first place, it probably passed away or not in Parliament anymore
or retired.
Yeah, because it's just
whatever.
It's been waiting.
Not even working that department no more.
Especially back in like the 30s, isn't it?
Yeah.
The amount of like.
It's mad that though, people were celebrating it for 60 odd years without it being officially declared as an actual
holiday,
recognised day. Yeah.
It officially was not a holiday until then, which is just profound, isn't it?
I wonder if they got it off back then.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe they did, because it was fathers that all workers, weren't they? Like, I'm not saying, bear in mind, children and women did work also, we're not saying that, but it's just like, predominantly men worked in certain jobs, do you know what I mean? So like the factories and that closed, like obviously when men went to war, the women took over and done all the factory, which goes to show that women can obviously do the same jobs as men. When push comes to shove, do you know what I mean? The end of the argument is that's the case. All right, certain things of lifting certain things and blah 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 or blah 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 blah. I'm not getting into that discussion, but my argument is,
yeah, you went off a bit there.
It can be done.
Yeah, it can
be done. And we've got women here fighting for recognition of Father's Day.
Yeah.
So it's not one of them ones where it's like, oh, it's sexist, it's sexism. It hasn't come from any bitterness whatsoever. It's come from a happy place of two loving, caring daughters who've just want to show some acknowledgement for the fathers. So that's why I thought it was quite a light, uplifting story in a way, because I thought there was going to be some madness going on behind closed doors, but retrospectively there's not. It's quite a nice, easy story to digest, and it's quite interesting. So we're going to move on to the last part of the story, which this is the whole point of where I wanted to know. Let's say my involvement here was like, I'm researching this and I need to find out the actual answer. So I must have looked on about 20 websites to make sure that this was officially true, because I've seen a few different things, but then most of them correlated to this bit of evidence that I've got myself here. So the next part is, how does Father's Day begin in Britain? Because obviously we celebrate Father's Day and our dates are different to America, I think. I'm sure they are. Because our Mother's Days are celebrated differently too.
Are they?
Yeah, I'm sure of it. But it's come to discussion between me and myself, because I sat there for about half an hour thinking, this is, because I had two different ways to go with. One of them was this, but as I said, about 12 of them had this. I knew that 8 had something different, but it was exactly the same as this, just a bigger story to it.
Yeah,
and I thought, I'm just gonna squash it down, compile it to the information that needs to be said. So basically,
stuff.
It originated in the United Kingdom, and it has its own distinctive history set apart from other countries such as America and wherever else it celebrates this. Now, the origin of Father's Day in the UK can be traced back to the 20th century, now when the American soldiers were stationed in Britain during World War II, and they introduced this tradition of honouring the fathers. So, back in the day, we've had the Americans and the Brits together, obviously, during the war. They're here, and on Father's Day, they're celebrating Father's Day, and obviously all the lads are like, oh, what's this?
Yeah, obviously.
And then they're all like, oh, well, we do this, blah, 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 and we celebrate Father's Day for Fathers.
And then when they get home, yeah, we're over there, they get Buckland on
Yeah.
this day, where's mine? You know what I mean?
We get,
Oh, I
Americans
get
do
him his
this.
chips and eggs, make him feel special.
And
Yeah, thank you, bit of bread and butter as well, please.
And that's how it started.
Yeah.
That's a lot of the half.
Great, these Yanks are great.
Once she's got the boiled water in the bowl and that's put your feet in.
Yeah,
Go on,
that's it,
get them a little
Yeah.
peggies to soak in
Got a
there. lads.
massage. Oh, go on, yeah.
But that's what it would have been. Not even messing. That's he's on it there. Because
That's
what
probably
would
on it,
have
yeah.
They all would have went home and
After
been
the
like,
war and that,
and
and
been
went,
like,
do you know what the Americans were telling
they
me?
celebrate Father's Day
Yeah.
for the
And they'd
fathers.
have gone, what?
For the day of the fathers, a
Yeah.
celebration. And he would have been like, go on, son, what are you still standing here for? Go and get the bathroom. You know, like, go and boil
Have
the
a cup
kettle.
of tea, I'm
Boil the
Sani,
kettle.
and a Kit Kat.
They wouldn't even, come on, lad, but in 1940, you'd be looking to have a Kit Kat.
Oh,
lad.
yeah, what would you get in 1940?
You'd,
Chocolate
no,
wine?
you'd have a Kit Kat, but I mean, like, you'd have to, you know, he's come back from the war. Do you think he's got Kit Kats, lad? You're living on
Might have a
lad.
biscuit, I'll have a biscuit.
Well, we had, like, rations and that, didn't we? Ration packs and that back then, because the fact that, like, there's
Oh, yeah.
so much going about and that, so you might have, well, you probably had to be able to get a Kit Kat, like, I'm probably being a bit over the top there, or a vice counter, so
That'd probably be a lucky treat for the week or something.
yeah, at least the digestive.
Everyone gets one Kit Kat.
Everyone gets a rich tea. One each. Only dunk it once though, because they fall apart.
Yeah.
And then they invented Hobnobs, sturdy biscuit
Gone
Hobnob.
off then, me. No, I love a ginger nut.
I've gone off. Oh, you're a
You don't like
peed.
ginger nuts,
Nah,
no?
you're a peed.
Like gingerbread men and that.
I don't like them.
Oh, yeah.
No, it just gives that weird berry feel on your tongue.
Damn.
Like like the ginger. Ginger's like you know, nah, I'm not into it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if like I'm sat there and every now and then I do get it. If I go past like a Greg's or a Sayers or a bakery and I go, and it's like, damn, hey, that gingerbread.
Little gingerbread man just waved at me then.
Like, only around Christmas time you think, yeah, come on, I'll try one of them. And I'll eat the leg or something with the chocolate, with the icing on, and I'll be like,
Pick his bits off him.
and I'll be like, nah, I don't want that.
Yeah.
But like,
Bite the leg and
in
that's
my
it.
head, it told me I wanted to try it, so I tried it. And then I bit it, and I'm like, nah,
That's
not
it then for
necessarily
another
that
2-3
nice.
years.
Probably longer. Till the next day, passing
Nah,
craving
glass of
comes
milk,
by.
it goes down a seat.
Nah, I'm not. There's so many of the biscuits that you pick from them.
There is, like,
nuts,
don't get me wrong.
like ginger nuts are the proper, like, nah.
I'm not really a biscuit guy, me.
Oh, lad, yeah, nah, I'm a biscuit guy. I'm a bit. So have you the best biscuits out there? Nah, it's hard to say this, but one of the best biscuits out there, one of them, because I can't say the best, one of the best coconut rings, one of the best biscuits out there, mate. I'm telling you now. No, they are. I'm not asked what you say. You just are. Because I'm talking about basic biscuits here. What you get in a basic, like your niece
No
biscuits.
chocolate on them,
your
kind
niece-
of thing.
You
Yeah,
know, like chocolate
right,
digestives, yeah,
okay,
by
yeah,
all means, because you
yeah.
get them in like the
yeah, but yeah.
box.
Yeah.
And you can't just start going like jam and cream things, and because you only get 2 of them in the whole thing, so they're like the best. We know they're the best in the box. Do you know what I mean? Like they are heavy. We know they're heavy. You can't like no disputing the fact of that. You've got to look at like the ones around, so like the shortcake ones.
What about a bourbon?
Don't matter the bourbon.
I love that. I think the bourbon's the winner
So
for
what
me.
though? I had a custard cream the other day, but like
Oh yeah,
no,
custard cream.
lads,
It's
no,
between them two.
but no, the Hills ones, lad.
Not your coconut
I
ring,
got like
sorry.
a little pack of like it was like all mini ones, so you got like 3 biscuits in a pack, all different ones of them. The custard cream, them are built different, you know.
Yeah.
They're just better than any other custard cream I've had. And I'm not a custard creams are underrated. I used to underrate them majorly. They're
Yeah.
a top tier biscuit.
You
Custard
don't need
creams.
them when there was nothing in, but
No,
then
same.
But then when there was nothing in, you
You'd
eat
be
them.
like,
You
"Oh,
go,
they're
why
heavy
don't I
then."
eat these?
Cup of tea as well.
Yeah.
Bourbon's top shelf biscuit. But the difference with the custard cream and the bourbon is when you dip it, they fall apart different.
Do they?
Yeah, the bourbon tastes mad in your mouth when you dip in a cup of tea.
Right.
So I'd rather just like not do that.
You know, I think I milk it with a bourbon.
I'd
Right,
probably
I drown the
no,
cunt.
I'd probably rather milk it. Yeah,
Silly
probably
bubbles.
rather.
You see the bubbles coming out of them?
Bit too much that.
And then that's it.
Nah,
then it's gone.
he's dead. Nah,
Yeah,
it's
he's
too
gone.
much there. You smoked them. But yeah, so back to the basic biscuits. We've got like nice biscuits. I love it. A nice biscuit.
Hmm.
They're called nice biscuits, but they're called
Yeah,
nice
they
biscuits.
are nice.
Little bit of sugar on, laughing. Shortcake biscuits with the little weird jaggedy edges around the outside.
Yeah, they're all right.
For a cup of tea though,
I don't think
Bum,
that-
bum,
that was a good thing.
stable biscuit.
I've got a memory of it anyway.
One of my favourite biscuits, which I used to eat when I was a kid, but now I'm like, nah, I used to think I ate it when I was a kid because they have raisins and then I get them on the fruit shortcakes, like they're unbelievable.
Oh no.
No, they're heavy. No, they're heavy. I'm not asked. I got them the other month and I was like, sat there and I was like, oh wow, I don't know what.
Missing out for you.
Exactly.
I done that with Snickers one day though.
I love
I used to hate
Snickers.
Snickers till I was like 14.
I love
I had a
Snickers.
Snickers one
I
day
know,
and I was
yeah.
like,
I used to
ooh.
remember. I used to go, I don't want to go mad after Mars bar instead. I remember that. I always
Don't want your Snickers.
You
lad,
went
no.
into it, yeah. Nah, I like the
And then
Snickers.
one day it was like, oh, okay.
What's another basic biscuit that's heavy? A shortbread. Shortbread's a good biscuit, lad.
Did dry your mouth up? You do
You
need a
to
swig
drink
with that.
them. You need a cup of tea or a glass of milk with them. Or
And my
you
dad
are
and
gonna
dad were in
like-
Turkey and they had buttons and they had like enough to buy a can of Coke, a bottle of water, like one of something, and shortbreads, and they were starving and thirsty. What did they buy, lad?
In the airport on the way back,
I think they were in Egypt, lad, coming back.
Oh yeah, there's not.
He bought the shortbreads, lad.
It's one of them. No, if you just don't want to spend any more money, and you've got their money currency in your hands. And you're like,
It was
I'm
like food
spending
or
that.
water, and they went with food, and they just had dry mouth. Then
It's like you definitely could have paid in your card. Don't be just for luck. You just don't want to do
I
it. And then you sit there, and you're like, reluctant to spend this £5 on my card on 2 bottles or £6 on my card on 2 bottles of water here. Probably more. Nah, Egypt's actually not that expensive, is it? So
can't think of any more biscuits.
no, I'm over the biscuit thing now.
Oh, yeah. Go on.
I've just been sat there thinking for about 5 minutes of what's
Couldn't think of
inside
any
the
more.
box.
Yeah, I couldn't go with
Because
it
they
anymore.
repeat it, they do 2 with 2, don't they? So they have like a shortcake, and then they'll have like a shortcake with like the jaggedy edges ones.
Yeah,
like,
I know what you mean.
And then they'd have like a square one as well. So like to me, they're just the same type of biscuit, really. They're on it. So I'm sort of like, we got off tangent with the biscuit conversation, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
It just
badly,
come-
it was
comes
funny
from-
though.
It was not decent. That was probably the funniest part of the whole episode. That's the only part I'm going to clip of the whole episode to put out as a funny part is from when he says about, go on, love, it's a massage, kick my feet out. There's a rub on my shoulders. That was gold. 'Cause
Well, the Americans were getting it.
but the way he just thought of it and it come out, I was like, I was thinking the same thing, but he said what I was thinking because I was speaking, so I couldn't just stop.
Oh my god, you were thinking it.
Yes,
Yeah,
you said it. You know that.
Johnny.
But you said it. White
You were
chicks.
thinking it.
Heavy film. We're going to wrap up anyway, so this is just a little light one. I said
Because we've got boxing in 15 minutes.
That's
We're going to
plenty of
leave in
time.
10.
Yeah.
Johnny missed a warm up.
Nah. Leave it 2 minutes too.
No, leave at 5 too.
2 minutes. We'll have a closer now. We'll have a street away.
Suppose, like, yeah. But that road's about to come out, though.
It's not. It's
Can
not.
be.
It's not this time. 10 minutes ago. 15 minutes ago, you would have been stuck for about 5, 10.
Bad on the way. Yeah.
No, you
We're
just,
bad,
no,
it
but you
was
just go off the
busy
top
though.
end and come back on yourself and do the right
Oh, wait a minute.
rather than getting stuck at the bottom of the thing.
How would you?
Yeah, that'll work, won't it?
Yeah, it's a good shout. It's a very good shout, mate.
There you go. Well, we're going to wrap up there, guys. Thanks very much for watching.
John's
I
just
hope-
saved himself 3 minutes.
I hope you have to save yourself 3 minutes. I hope you enjoyed the episode and tune in. Make sure you celebrate Father's Day. Go and buy them a fucking rose. If
And now you know where they come from.
go and give them a red rose if they're still alive.
I'm going to put a white one down if they're not.
Yeah, go and put a white one on the grave if they passed away because that's a show of appreciation from the Father's Day
I'm going to carry that.
Association.
I'm going to remember that.
Yeah, I am. That's going to stay with me.
So whenever like my dad passes, I'll put white roses on his grave.
Yeah, to shelter.
I know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
There you go.
We started something new. Bit of a,
All your flower companies.
bit of a weird light, dark.
Holidays.
It's a bit of a weird light, dark topic of conversation.
It is
that
like,
one,
but I
it's
like
like
it.
though-
It's like the poppy thing. I know the way used to come around
Yeah,
schools
yeah.
and you buy a poppy. I used to love all that.
It's like one of them, and it's like
Just do a little same thing. It's Father's Day. You want a rose? You know what? Yeah, go home. Show me dad. Put a rose on. You'll be all like, that's right, son. You know what I mean? As well as what you've got.
when you know the
already.
meaning of the story, then yeah.
Yeah, that's
if you
what
just,
I mean.
If you
Yeah.
just done it off the blue,
But then if you don't go, what have your rose on for? You tell
Oh, you
that's what
tell 'em,
starts, innit?
and then you learn, you're teaching. You know,
We had kids. Father's Day. Put a rose on. You go, what are you with a rose on for?
You find out. Oh, what you doing? Stop opening tabs.
Whips them, John. You're after them, are you? Yeah.
32 quid down from 134.
Who's paying
Raspers.
134? Hang on. Who's paying?
They're,
Can we show them?
they're Grandad webs, yeah. Flip them round. Grandad webs.
Who's paying 100?
We're not showing the price though. We're not advertising.
No. You're not showing the price?
No, we want to show the price. You need to see that they're fair, like, them raspers.
They're John's new whips.
they're-
I've just caught them on
They're
his,
something you buy on
one of his
GTA.
tab,
Then.
one of his tabs.
They're on DTA. They're on the
I know, but-
sports shoe.
They'd be fine on GTA.
They're called
They'd be one of the best
Shoe.
pair of webs on there.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.
I've still got my mic on.
Okay.
Bye.
Why have you give me both?
Bye.
Hey, how you doing?